Okay, welcome back to the review of 3 Days of Gettysburg by GMT Games. I'm reviewing the 0600 or 6 a.m. turn of July 2nd. All right, well, quite a bit of action this turn. Took me a while to get through all the chits. Let's start off with kind of the boring part, and then we'll move on to the more exciting issues here. We've got let's see, the Confederates got McLaws' division came in here down the Chambersburg Pike, and they are moving to the south behind the Hood division, which is making its way down to support Pender, which is pushing the far left division of Dan Sickles' 5th Corps. Now, Humphrey's division, which was originally lined up here to block Pender, just got completely decimated by the attacks from the Confederates. It was pretty bad. Lots of units routed. I've got 2 combat ineffective brigades in Whole division right now. The remnants of the division and the divisional commander and the brigade commanders and the few units left are moving back here behind Burney, behind let's see, it would be Hooch's Ridge, right there in front of Devil's Den, and hoping that they'll be able to reform, get into reserve, and try to rally back their units here in the coming turns. Problem is, we got a whole lot of Confederates making their way down. So, but down here in the south, you can see that there's not much movement with Hancock's 2nd Corps. And what happened is he drew up 1 efficiency, and even with his efficiency rating, that of his own and his division commanders, he could only increase the efficiency of 2 different divisions. So they moved up, or the 1 division moved up this way. That's only with 2 activations, and the rest just had 1, and I couldn't even get them all on the map. So that's bad news for the Federals. So you're probably wondering, why did I decide to go left or right? Either going north up to where the Fishhook is, or to the left to try and support Sickles' Corps to stop the Confederates. Well, I just rolled a die. I figured by chance, if Hancock got some good intel that things were going very poorly over there on the far Union left flank, or if he didn't get the information, didn't have the scouting capability, and I rolled a die, 50% chance, and he decided to go to the left. So I'm not sure if I'll have any of them peel off and go north, but quite a few of them I think are going to go that way. He's going to commit to sending most of his corps that way. Now that could be a good or bad thing, because you can see what's going on up here down Cemetery Ridge and Culp's Hill is not very good. Number one, those pesky little guys of the what's on the map from Stuart's cavalry did a flanking move the last couple turns through these hills here in these trails, came down to block the road to Taneytown, and this is where Sykes' 5th Corps is going to be coming in fairly soon. And Jeb Stuart actually did a better job than he did historically and got some intel that they were coming in. So he moved some cavalry regiments down here. This alerted the reformed part of John Buford's division, who sent both of his reformed brigades to the south to take on the menacing rebels. And you can see here, unfortunately, Buford was not able to attack. He could not get his rallies troops together to launch an attack. He couldn't change orders. And he's just been taking pot shots at these 2 cavalry regiments here. I think, though, since they are in range of command now, that'll be changing on the next turn. All right, and then we've got the first large coordinated attack by the rebels. We got south of Culp's Hill here to the west, east a little bit. Elements of Johnson's divisions here cross the creek, Rock Creek, and really put a hurt on the Federal Brigade, which was guarding this area in the little draw here. As you can see, they pushed in pretty well, almost up to the far left flank of Buford's division. Made some good progress down here. They ran into some pretty tough resistance, but were able to push the defending units back and routed a couple regiments. Up here, you can see we got elements of Early's division working their way to the top of Culp's Hill. There are 2 victory point spaces underneath there, but really though, it's going to be difficult for the Confederates to get a military victory from the victory point spaces. They have to take the spots on Cemetery Ridge, excuse me, Cemetery Ridge. They do have them already on Cemetery Hill. And then you've got the spots on Little Round Top down here with Little Round Top. And I believe there's a couple more in this area and along Cemetery Ridge. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But generally, I think victory happens with the requirement of combat ineffective Union divisions, which they need 12. I think right now there's probably about 3 or 4. Okay, well, moving back down, we got west of Culp's Hill. We've got this little draw where the Union had the trench works set up here, the breastworks, and John Gordon's brigade from Early's division just punched through a hole here, and there's some pretty thin lines of Union regiments here. They're going to have a hard time stopping John Gordon. He is one of the better brigade commanders in all of Gettysburg. He definitely has the best. Orders change. You can see he's a +3, so it's really easy for him to take the initiative and change his orders. We got Rhodes, elements of Rhodes' division was able to knock the Union soldiers off of Cemetery Hill. You can see they're starting to hit the flank here where the Iron Brigade and the rest of Wadsworth division is. That's going to be a real problem. Just the just the studliness of the units here. You can see how strong the Iron Brigade is. Under Meredith and Cutler, they were able to hold back and really kept Heath's division from making any coordinated attacks in this area. Heath has just been shooting artillery, and we did do an artillery barrage using Alexander, Colonel Alexander's ability this last turn, but really didn't do much. They could not knock these guys off the hill. Moving down south, we did have some coordinated effort to concentrate power. Firepower down here. We got elements of Anderson's division, which extended their lines and really pounded these hexes, and actually did fairly well. Knocked a few units off and disordered a lot of guys. And down here in the southern part of that, we've got elements of Anderson's division who actually punched through the line here, knocked off, routed a few parts of Williams' corps, or this is Geary's division, excuse me. And you can see the breastworks that are exposed, which I'm sure the Confederates are going to try to take advantage of on this next turn. Whether or not the Union will get the initiative and be able to move some troops back up there, we'll have to wait and see. Let's see. There are some significant amounts of reserves behind the lines here, which are going to have to move pretty quickly to fill the holes down here south of Culp's Hill, and then the hole that has appeared up here on Cemetery Ridge. So the Union's going to have to work hard to hold it together this turn. We do have reinforcements coming in, but whether or not they're going to be able to make a significant amount of difference, we'll have to wait and see. It really depends how the chit draw comes, and also, of course, there is some die rolling involved as well. Having a great time of this. This is pretty exciting to see what's happening, and to see the little ahistorical changes from the original battle. I just love it. So, all right, we're moving on to the 0700 turn. I'll come back at the end and we'll see what happens. And, this battle may be over sooner than I had thought, but we'll see. All right, see you soon.